Diddy G, I mean DV, I mean DDG, Diddy and Tory Lanez are the waste man of the week. But there's something sinister brewing before us that nobody talking about.
Trying to get in here and see if I'm crying or something.
I don't go off pictures. I know how it's fake.
I'm gonna warn you this because I see you defended her here. The next step is for her to say you were abusive. They all have a game plan and a script.
I'm not gonna let my dislike of DDG cloud my judgment that she's probably lying.
We diving into the post-red pill movement by investigating the defenders of DDG. On today's Foreign Friday.
It's a foreign man in a foreign land.
Trying to get in here and see if I'm crying or something. Look at me. Cheese. Trying to get in here and see if I'm crying.
I want to know if this man have a medical condition before I start dragging him. Oh God. Neglistically speaking, how is this a reasonable reaction from a man after learning he may not see his son?
I'm not sad.
Shazam!
Now you can leave. Go about your day. I don't lose.
That's Daryl being absolutely normal. It's been a rough week for the waste man them. The Diddler trial is happening as we speak. Tory get shook up in jail. And you have DDG being bound by the peace. CB got arrested again. A day after saying free Tory, that nigga got arrested. Despite it being a rough week for the man them, despite the scoreboard looking hideous for the waste man them, the woman them have been getting it worse. Because I have been seeing niggatry of unprecedented proportions. It would be elementary of me to smoke on DDG Pac, but there's something far more sinister that I've been noticing that I don't see people talking about. Not only about the theme between these men, but the meta of it all. We're witnessing the post-red pill movement. Oh God. I saw it on the Twitter and I swear that I was in Andrew Tate's Twitter. Because every man I see talking about DDG is dragging Holly unequivocally. They doing things like this.
I hate you with a fucking passion, buddy.
And they're also doing things like this, mind you, saying like, I know she's watching like this. It has to be young boys doing this, which would make sense because I genuinely do believe DDG is pandering to young boys. We're going to get to that in a second. They're demonizing a black woman who's brave enough to jeopardize her career. You know Disney don't do no nigga shit like this, and that's what they could see this as. I have not seen one straight man supporting Holly. It's either black women, gay man them, and Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy told him and man went off.
Soulja Boy is poor. He's poor. Niggas ain't cranked that since we was yay high, buddy. I've seen that shit. You're poor. I will buy you.
I want y'all to stick a pin in him saying that he will buy the man. Because that's honestly DDG's content. He buys himself into relevance. He must be buying alliances as well. Because all I see is the man them sliding for DDG. I feel like I going mad. There's a post-red pill movement and all of these streamers and thing are in it. We could go nuclear today. Because we investigating the defenders of DDG. And in order to get there, we have to start at the scene of the crime, which is when DDG got the news that he is being restrained. It's unfortunate that the Shade Room is bringing us media today, but actually it's kind of fitting.
Feel like, damn, bro, should I get a stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ? All right, I'm looking at her story now. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Fuck all that.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you know, remember we talked about last night.
I want y'all to pay attention to that. Let me go back a little bit.
Oh. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Fuck all that.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you know, remember we talked about last night. All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo. Stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
But I don't understand.
Hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on.
I reserve the right to be wrong, about this being a legitimate reaction to learning you're restrained? Because I feel like that would be something that you'll be notified offline or in person about, especially since Aiden here is saying, remember what we talked about. Honestly, if Aiden Ross would defend me, I would delete life. That's like the German Young Dolph, the Austrian Young Dolph. That's like if the Austrian Young Dolph came out in support of my videos, I would delete my whole channel. I would sign out of life. This could be a fabricated reaction. This could all be for clout. We in a post-truth era. This could all be for clout. That said, imagine getting served on Aiden Ross live. Blood. Come on, man. That's as incriminating as it gets. Honestly, I got some heat for y'all niggas that let Aiden Ross. Who let this man back in? How is Aiden Ross allowed to wash himself using niggas as rags to clean the anti-Semitism, the anti-black, and the simply skullduggeryism that this nigga was doing? How now, brown cow? If I saw a man walking down the road, I would cross the street like the white people do me. This nigga did full cigars on stream, but now this nigga back in the fold on Twitch, doing all kind of foolishness and chicanery. This man was banished to the shadow realm of Click. Y'all let this nigga walk right back into Twitch like that blue nigga from Cat Dog. Blue nigga from Cat Dog. How? Y'all know who I talking about, right? Who is it? They saying that it don't exist. Who is it? What is the nigga name? Oh, he's a mouse. Okay. The blue mouse from Cat Dog. That's it right here. That's how Aiden moving.
I gotta be don't do it, bro. Come here. Make no back. That's my real friend. We're not.
What? My man! Sitting on the road, gotta take my time. A friend of the devil is a friend of mine. If Aiden Ross said that's my real friend, I would throw life in the trash bin. That's worse than Trump coming out and saying, see, that's my African American. I would pack it up, bro. Ain't no way, my lord. That's as incriminating as it gets.
Gonna do no false in the stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG. And anyone got anything to say?
I don't know, Aiden. Why is he so bad to co-sign? How long do you have, Diamond? How does DVD get to this point where he's being restrained due to domestic violence? Let's do a Negrospective real quick on DDG. Yes, we're doing a Negrospective. DDG is a pioneer in what is called Riz content. Before Riz was a thing, DDG was popular on YouTube for doing vlogs where he essentially picked up women or went on dates with women.
Can you give me a kiss on the cheek?
I guess.
Oh.
I'm getting married, girl. I'm getting married.
You think we can do that again now?
No. I don't want to be guys' friend anymore.
Would you want to stay tonight?
Oh!
Okay, are y'all still alive? As you can imagine, young boys would live vicariously through Diddy G. Consorting with women is a rite of passage for boys. This got millions of views. If you're passively watching this, it seems benign. However, if you take like a deeper look, you can see enough red flags for a theme park.
Bugs of it.
Look at this lady's face. If I saw the second coming of Christ, I would probably make that face.
What are you doing?
Oh God! Dog think he really doing his big one here. My man pull up with a Joby Gorilla Pod, a Rode shotgun mic, and a camera with shades because stalking is romantic, I guess.
What the? What are you doing here? Are you serious right now?
What?
You just gonna come and sit down? How'd you know I was here?
I just went on your Snapchat.
You went on my Snap and you found out I was here and so you came?
Oh God! What? Explain to me how anybody in their right mind thinks that that is okay. I hope Dog lying. But if he's lying, why would you put this out? Y'all have to edit this. You have to click upload. And all throughout that whole thing, y'all thought that was a good idea. Come on, man.
I'm not.
That's just a little creepy.
How? How is it creepy? I just wanted to link up with you.
So you don't text me?
What are I gonna text you for?
So the nigga surreptitiously finds out where this woman's location is, doesn't text her, just shows up with a camera.
So you just pop up on people?
I'm just saying, I made sure you by yourself. I was looking at you through there.
You were looking at me through where?
What? They doing it differently in 2017? Was stalking not stalking in 2017? He watched her after finding out surreptitiously where she was. Y'all doing it differently. I don't care if it's staged or not, like, it doesn't matter. It's immaterial because the effect remains. The impressionable audience that DDG would have amassed will see this and think, well, DDG got a roster of fine shit. He does things like this, so maybe I should too. When in actuality, this is not a grand display of romance where a man shows up unannounced. No, this is the breaking of a boundary by means of stalking and then contentified for the delectation of, I don't know, children. And it's important not to think of this isolated in a vacuum. Think of this in the context of Gamergate, of a Trump presidency, this is 2017, and a burgeoning radicalization of men online to become even more misogynistic towards gal them. All of that breeds an environment for the disease, the scourge known as girl content, of which I won't say the DDG made it, but he sure as hell spawned it on to niggas like Freaky Frost. Kevin Samuels probably the godfather of girl content now that I think about it. If you remember from the video on the Download Negro Problem, Deshae Frost or Freaky Frost, who was friends of DDG and will later defend him, as we will soon see, does things like this.
You look good as I'll you right now. With your mom? Oh, I'm so sorry. Right here.
Who be making these edits too, bro? The amount of Vine boom sounds in succession, I am overstimulated. That's wild. The way that they edit is like putting a rose on my brain.
You said more than that. You look so good out right now. But I gotta take a piss, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You want to take a piss or go to the shower?
You see this with Ekane? She's only responding to an environment where women that want to access these levels of fame or access proximity to this level of clout, there's not many avenues for them to do it. I remember like the criticism that they were levying towards Pokimane and Sinner, and people were saying that they're boring, and that's the reason why they don't get the same acclaim as Kai. So it creates an environment where women who are trying to get access to that clout, they have to deal with harassment. I mean, you had Sinner and them getting attacked when they were IRL, and that's what got them the most views. When you think about it, that's not only sadistic, it's dystopian. The most notoriety that I think Sinner and the rest of them got is when they were in proximity to harm. That's the first time I actually heard about Sinner. When you tell these female streamers that, hey, if you trying to get known, you gotta be a hot tub streamer, you gotta have OnlyFans. Some of them are willing to do these things in order to get proximity to them. So you have a situation like this where this lady would try to one-up Deshae's freakiness by saying, okay, yeah, let's do a golden shower. That's the environment that we bred, and they're just playing the game that they have to.
You want me to piss on you? Nope.
Okay, so some Gooner law. Goon foreign take right now. This is some Gooner law. If I'm not mistaken, Danae, who got an STI from Gucci Third Leg. These are real people. She kept it to herself because she was, I think, asymptomatic, crying profusely, torrentially, if you will. The protocol on set when you're about to shoot with someone is that you're supposed to present your papers. Your papers as in a clean bill of health. Danae did. She was clean. Gucci Third Leg did not. He did not provide his papers. He said he will do so after the shoot. Danae was eager to work with him. He had like a lot of clout. So she proceeded to shoot with him. As she was about to perform fellatio, she discovered that Gucci had legions on his rod. Gucci Third Leg said that he cut the shaft shaving. Now, gooners that have gooned far goonier than me looked at the pictures, and the consensus amongst goons were that you don't cut your shaft where the lesions on this nigga's thing was. Hair don't really grow there. I didn't seek out this information to provide any veracity to those claims. People were coming out at Danae saying that, oh, you know, you should have known this. Can't be the first Nicki seen. And she finds herself on Deshay's stream in this predicament. It just shows you women have to contort themselves to be in these positions or proximities to clout. And it's a dangerous game because the same terrain that you're on that you could access clout is the same terrain that oppresses you. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that because that's wild. He makes content out of women.
Jordan, what about you?
1, 2. I'm asexual.
Wait, huh?
What's that?
That's where you don't like, you're not sexually attracted to nothing.
Period.
Wait, so you don't have an attraction to females or males?
Hold on.
So you'll be single for the rest of your life?
Hold on.
I'm talking about women.
Yeah.
Your weight? Your weight?
Hey, Jordan.
I want better for us, man.
Jordan. I'm gonna go ahead and show you, let me just show you where the door is. I appreciate you though. Thank you for coming. Like, don't ever do that to me. I appreciate you.
Dog kicked the gal out simply because she asexual. This was very much like when Deshae kicked the lady out for having an STI. This is a thing. Kicking women out, embarrassing them. Sound familiar?
Say about the chat saying that you can't pull a black woman.
I would say, why would I? Why would I? You could have them, bro.
Why wouldn't you?
They could have them, man. I'm not competing for LaQuisha. You guys can have her, man.
Well, every black woman ain't LaQuisha. What you mean?
All of the niggas here is a problem. Looking at Kamani face right here, and Mika face right here, and Carrie face, and then looking at the niggas' faces.
Look, I say that's look, I'm fucking around. But the when they say dumb shit like that, or you can't pull a black woman, like that's just like cope a lot of the times because they're saying what that really. Let me decode the stupidity for you. When people say dumb shit like that, translation, you're not willing to tolerate the bad behavior that naturally comes with a lot of black women.
While DDG didn't start this content, to his credit, he's been one of the most successful at it. So much so that he's influenced a generation from Kai Cenat to like Drewski. Most of their content is made on the backs of black women. Either ridiculing them, imitating them, sexualizing them. Black women are the labor of their content, which is really just a continuation of how black women were the laborers of the world. Kevin Hart and Tyler Perry are the Kai Cenat and Drewskis of the silver screen. The game ain't changed. The game ain't changed at all. It just now exists in our pocket. It exists on our phones. To take it a step further, the Diddy trial is a manifestation of the same industry. The women on DDG's streams would probably graduate to whomever will replace Diddy as the host of hedonistic freak-offs, because let's be real, Diddy is just like the nigga that get catch. Freak-offs will continue to be a thing, and black women will continue to be exploited. Cassie is a casualty of war, and the war in this case is misogyny. They calling this woman everything but a child of God online. Same week, the Tory case getting bring back up basically means that a whole wave of ashiness done cover the cocoa butter side of the internet. And the same Tory Lanez that we was talking about was on DDG paper plane plaque of an album that he just dropped. It goes from breaking boundaries like that when DDG pulled up unannounced to things like this. These are between DDG and Ruby Rose. They were involved at a particular point and they made content together, but that went left as we could see here. I told you how a nigga did me and you do the same shit and make fun of me while doing it. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm reading that. You could see that there's a bruising here, and this is what she's sending to DDG, which insinuates that DDG would have abused her much like someone in Ruby Rose's past abuses them. Victims of abuse end up going back and forth to abusers. A lot of them can't get out of those relationships. Don't do it to yourself. I got love for you. I really don't want to do you bold online. I'm telling you, it's going to be bad, Ruby. Just stop. And Ruby says, it's already bad and you're threatening to end my career if I tell people how you hit on me. More things to show on my live, thank you. DDG says, lol, if you go live, bro, just know you really lost me. Have a blast. You can lose all respect for me and anybody I fuck with or you fuck with. Just think before you do is all I'm saying. Yeah, that's a threat. Abuse comes in many different forms. Just like the same way with racism, white people only believe racism if you saying like nigga with a hard R. A lot of people discount psychological terrorism, which is what this is. A lot of people discount threats and just like a continued slow drip Chinese torture of psychological warfare, especially when you are in proximity to your abuser, in a relationship with your abuser. They're planting seeds on a regular basis to make you feel like this isn't abuse, this is what you deserve.
They see that you were accused of being abusive.
Where you see that at?
Now I saw Ruby Rose post, like they said she had like bruises on her arm.
Yeah, nah, that was some...
Bruh, nigga looking like Vince Malone. Like he just, cut.
That wasn't nothing.
Oh God. Boy, look, you about to make me make an example out your ass. Oh God. Your children, your grandchildren, them niggas can feel that block. Dad, why can't I access Foreign Fridays? Because, son, I might have did a little bit of dumb shit. I ain't gonna lie. If anybody would like to join Simplify in the block party, let me know. You can be added to the generational block. Down there in the club, y'all all farm.
Okay, so that was...
Yeah, that's some shit that...
taken out of...
She got like hacked on Twitter or some shit like that, and then it turned into some like...
Okay.
Some,
I did see she was hacked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she was hacked and it exposed my abuse.
So...
Okay, what other things do you think are misconceptions about you?
They needed Walter Cronkite. Angela Yee just say, I want y'all to see the way that we enable abusers to continue their shit. She saw that it was a sore spot, and then she only pushed a little bit, and then she going back off.
I don't know. It's just, I've been in the blogs a lot about a lot of shit, you know?
Like, tell us what you think is not true.
I don't know. I feel like in the media, especially to like my past relationship, I feel like that kind of like made me look like I'm like a toxic or like a... You know?
Bro, I swear Future could have done better with this. You're making me want to say slurs, blood. Some PR training could have helped this man right now. You said nothing just now.
I mean, like, I don't know what I'm doing with women. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's like a misconception.
I think a lot of young guys are kind of toxic, though.
I wanted to show this because a big criticism I've heard of Holly is that Ruby Rose said that she used to post about the abuse that she endured, like this type of stuff. She used to post stuff like this on her close friends, of which Holly is one of them. That she should have seen this and then proceeded not to date him. But Holly still chose to date him. And of course, to that, I would say that we ought not blame the victim, first off. As a nigga, I know how we can make people think that we've changed or make the people we've abused seem like they deserved it or provoke us. It's also worth noting that like society is conditioned to believe us over women. Society is conditioned. Historically, women have been categorized as untrustworthy, as Jezebels, as inferior to men. So it's not hard to side with a man because it's a story that you've already been told. And that being said, there are times of which history repeats itself because we ignored it. Not enough people believe that if it happened to someone else, that it could happen to you. The divine feminine coming to domesticate the animalistic man. Exactly, like Megan Good. I was just thinking about this in regards to like the Jonathan Majors case because like the parallels are absolutely wild. Like, this idea that like there's a divine feminine with a womanly prowess going to domesticate the animalistic black man into something more manicured. Yes, literally the Tarzan story, Beauty and the Beast, the dangers of stories like that, it conditions them into accepting the harm because they think that it's a rites of passage to getting to that man. If I'm just a little bit softer, maybe I'll be able to get to him. Maybe he's on the precipice of being better. Especially like when a nigga tells you, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do better all the time. You really think that? You were told to believe that. You probably saw your dad do some similar things to that. Women end up staying and enduring. And the truth is, you can't domesticate someone. I mean, of course, that's very colonial of you as well, but you can't domesticate anybody, especially if they don't want to be. So the same DDG that breaks boundaries by showing up unannounced is the same one in Ruby's DMs, as we see right here, and the same one Ali Bailey is alleging has abused her. You can see what Dog did to the AI version of Holly. Oh, Thomas, you too? You could rest easy now.
Where's Halo at?
What do you mean? He's sleeping, he's in bed, RN?
Give me my son back.
Man is out here reenacting what is a fantasy of him talking to Holly, demanding his child back. I don't know, practicing?
What? Why are you acting like this? What have I ever done for you to act like I'm some sort of monster that would keep your son from you?
Because you don't know how to respect me and you disrespect me in public over a Usher concert. Where is my son at? I'm taking my son.
And he's talking about a situation of which they were at an Usher concert and like Usher like dangled the cherry in front of Holly, and then DDG took the cherry away from Usher and then put it in Holly's mouth. I wouldn't be shocked that a man talking to an AI representation of his baby mother like this would end up doing exactly what he's accused of doing.
Halle Bailey has got a restraining order against her ex, DDG. She alleges he was repeatedly violent with her and made her fear for herself and their 1-year-old son, and that there had been multiple acts of physical violence from DDG, whose full name is Darryl Dwayne Granbury Jr., since their split in October. Documents requesting the order say rapper and streamer Granbury has been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally and financially abusive towards me, adding, I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son Halo from his ongoing abuse. She included photos of her tooth and bruises on her arm following an alleged incident in her filing. On Tuesday, a Los Angeles judge ordered Granbury to stay away from Halle and their son until a hearing in June. He was also instructed not to possess any weapons. BBC News has contacted Granbury for comment.
I don't want to show pictures of the abuse because this ain't a black woman trauma porn channel. What I want to show y'all is the Black Brigade of Ashiness as they unprovoked defend DDG, and the D is for domestic abuse, starting with DDG's brother.
I'm gonna be honest, and this gonna hurt my heart to say, and it's literally making me like hella emotional, bro. That's why my brother streams, bro. That's why my brother streams, because he can't see Halo how he want to, bro.
DDG's brother, Dub, which is a wild name, Dub. Lola saying, isn't the brother a deadbeat too? I'm getting there. Y'all chopped us ahead. Dub gets emotional while talking about the Holly situation and her getting a restraining order on him.
That's why y'all see my brother on stream until he goes to sleep. And this shit kind of like low-key fucking a nigga up, bro.
Now, nobody is saying that men ought not be emotional, especially about situations like this. But let me tell you something. If I was DDG, hold on, let me turn off the AC because I need to feel the warmth. If I was DDG or Dub, you wouldn't be seeing me on stream. You wouldn't be seeing me on stream, my lord. If somehow there was a situation that threatened my ability to see my child, I could be in the mediation room tomorrow. The night before, I on the phone. I was gonna be figuring things out with the necessary party, of which my Twitch audience is not party to. DDG could fly girls out to Dubai and Japan, but you can't turn the camera off for a couple of seconds and fly to wherever the hell people are so y'all can figure things out. If it passed the point of you being able to have a conversation, fly to court. Forget about the peace of your family. For optics sake, go to court. Nobody in this nigga team could have said that. Say, hey, Darryl, get off stream, my guy. Dub is making content though. Dub is selling narratives, and Dub went on to demonize Ruby just as well.
Ruby is the most evilest person I've ever met in my life. That's the definition of evil to me.
Mind you, this is the same Dub that in some shit with his own baby mom.
Then how can I take a car when somebody is driving it, right? Let's see. Is this the car I took? This the car I took? I want to show y'all real quick.
Here's a grown man. This man look older than DDG. And he out here filming his baby ma in her car that he's threatening to take away. As the thing say, DDG pulls up on Britney, proving he didn't take a car.
What did you say? This the car I took?
Didn't you text me?
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy, y'all. That's how I took your car.
Why is this man running away giggling? Oh, God. This nigga got magic shaving cream scars. I hate this for us, man. So we got a family of niggas who can't see their children. Speaking of family, we should probably get to his sister. DDG's sister, TT, refuses to speak on the Holly situation.
I've already seen the TMZ post, and I'm not gonna speak on it. So, yeah.
Maybe that's a nervous laugh. These niggas need PR, these niggas need media training, and these niggas need lawyers. Here you have your sister seemingly scoffing at a situation with a nigga named Aries. This dude right here, right? With I don't know what's going on right here with the hair, but man look like a pineapple. His name is Aries, which is very unfortunate because I'm also an Aries. But this is the same dude that did what I'm about to show you to DDG's sister in front of her whole family just mere weeks ago.
Give me my phone, Aries.
Who is this texting your phone?
Give me
Who the fuck is texting your phone, Tiara?
Bro, stop playing.
Who is texting your phone?
Give me my phone, nigga.
Bro, is that the Baideo? Y'all testing me, brother. Y'all testing me. This nigga look like T Grizzly. Y'all testing me, bro. Y'all saying we're gonna see how woke you are, foreign. What is this pubic hair on this man's chin?
What is this nigga, bro?
No, you're tripping.
Bro, I'm not tripping, nigga. I can see it right here. Stop fucking hitting me, man.
This the same girl that ain't got nothing to say about Holly getting abused and she getting shoved by a nigga named Aries in front of her whole family. Whether this is content or not, I don't even talk to my dog like this. I don't even put hands on my dog like this. DV must be a joke to them.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't be pushing on her.
She got somebody texting her phone.
Fuck, give me her phone.
No.
Thank you.
I mean, no.
Who is he, T?
Bro, Aries, chill out.
Who is he?
You don't pay for this.
It don't matter. I don't care.
You don't pay for this.
It don't matter.
Hey, give me Glock.
Not the child. Speaking of DDG's mom, she also threw her hat into the ring defending DDG, unfortunately. DDG's mom, Tonya, made DDG. She made DDG but not Dub. Not even his ma trying to own him, bro. I don't usually comment or say anything on this internet, even with the negativity, the lies, and hatred towards mine. However, these accusations have made me realize that I have been quiet for far too long. She reminds me of Blueface's mom. And speaking of which, it's probably time to begin to talk about the people defending him that aren't related to him, like Blueface. Blueface predicted DDG's situation.
I'm not gonna have no baby mama, bro. Whoever I have a kid with, she is with me for life. It ain't right there. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody.
It all starts like that.
That's exactly how you think, nigga. Yeah, I'm not.
Sometimes the kid break y'all up, bro. Sometimes the kid be the reason y'all break up.
What he be doing? He be telling on you and shit.
Nah, I'm cool with my baby mama.
I'm saying, like, what the kid, how the kid gonna break me?
I'm still doing our part, huh? Nah, the kid gonna break you up because her emotions gonna get to rising. She might feel like she got something to hold against you, so she gonna be acting different. She might be using the kid to boss you around, you know, to keep tabs on you. And then that might cause you to be so stressed out, like, damn, bitch, she like, nope, this, that, you know?
Do it really matter? Do it really matter?
Nah, females are. They petty, bro.
It is. I noticed that all girls is
they all like that. It's not just one or two. All of them are petty.
If you look at the caption, the language is literally demonizing this woman. Months ago, academics, I call them cockademics, the evil and demonic bitter baby mama tactics Halle Bailey would unleash upon DDG. Today, a judge has granted a restraining order after Halle accused DDG of attacking her.
If she can't paint you as a deadbeat dad, which you're not, she can't paint you as an irresponsible dad, which you're not, she can't paint you as a nigga who ain't working with her in parenting, which you are working with her. I'm going to warn you this because I see you defended her here. The next step is for her to say you were abusive. I want to be very clear. I don't give a fuck if it's Halle Bailey or it was goddamn Mother Teresa. These women they all have a game plan and a script.
It's of no surprise that Cockademics was able to prognose this, because yet again, real recognize real. And by real, I mean real wasteman them. He has been one of the main propagandists of Halle hate since the news came out about DDG. If I was DDG, I would gag this man. I would gag this man from saying anything about my behalf, because yet again, much like Aiden, this is incriminating. Why would you want literally Cockademics, a known diddler, a known groomer, to say anything on? That's like Trump retweeting your video.
Maybe she takes a high road and says, you know what, I'm not going to continue to play this out on in social media. But the next thing she's going to say to you, I guarantee.
You literally have an abuser telling a man exactly what's going to happen because he knows what's going to happen. He knows what it's like to abuse someone, and then for someone to then speak out against said abuse. You expect cockademics to do things like this, right? Who I didn't expect is someone who I did not know very well, but a lot of you all might know. These niggas.
It's strategical game being played here, okay? From everything that you see being put out, like TMZ didn't just get this information. It was submitted to TMZ, okay?
These communities may seem benign until they air horn what their values actually are with situations like these. I feel like it gotta be exhausting to be a black woman. You find someone new to watch, you find a new friend or something like that. Like you have like this lingering doubt inside your head if they could be misogynistic as you get to know them more. It's important to pay attention to moments like these because it's rare when they all out themselves at the same time. Right after
they saying Tory did that shit, y'all slow. Mind you, I'm purposely not speaking on shit because I don't want that Rock Nation smoke.
These man will believe conspiratorial pursuits like Rock Nation rather than going to therapy. Take it out, it hurts. Deshae speaks on how Holly puts a restraining order on DDG, trying to keep him away from Halo.
About restraining orders at 4 years old, 3 years old. Oh yeah, your dad don't want to see you. Da da da. So now he doing all these accomplishments with his mom and shit like that, and he getting a better connection with his mom. So when you come around, you trying to explain that like, your mom wasn't fuck with me. You'll be like, nah, fuck you, nigga. I'm in the league now.
What's unfortunate about stuff like this, there are men that are systemically kept out of their children's lives. Look at how the law was written, especially like in the South. The law is written in a way where if a slave master rapes and then that slave black woman has a child from that rape, the law is fixed in a way where that white slave master won't be held liable in the kinship pattern. That has matured into our court system to a point where you do have a scenario where black men are systemically kept out of their children's lives. There are fathers that are trying to be fathers that are systemically kept out of their children's lives. That is a hard thing to talk about, especially like in these conversations because it's very nuanced. And it's niggas like this that is making it extremely difficult for those fathers to be fathers. For every father that is trying to be in their child's lives, but they are prevented by different means, you have niggas like this that is making it very difficult for us to have those conversations. You kind of expect the shade, but this is what I wasn't expecting. But alas, we're talking about this man.
I gotta hear his side.
Whose man's is this? I've never watched Illuminati. I wasn't online when he was guys in. Illuminati has made a return. Apparently he's an OG on YouTube. He seemed funny for the most part until he got banned for saying the T-slur. He wasn't saying it in a derogatory way, apparently he said. I don't know how you could say the T-slur non-derogatorily. So when I saw this, I was surprised because I learned that he had beef with DDG. And here he is defending DDG.
I don't go off pictures. I know how shit is fake. I don't go off pictures. Nigga, that bitch could have slipped and fell or something, nigga. Lurking. I don't give a fuck. And I don't fuck with that domestic shit at all, but you can't just hop online showing some pictures. Nigga, you talking about, oh, you know how hard it is to get a restraining order? You really think it's hard for a bitch that worked for Disney to get a restraining order? Huh? Nigga, she about to leave for 2 months. Do you know who was gonna have that kid?
Calling her out her name up and down, said that he don't believe it because you could fake pictures. You showing that you actually in favor of DV. Oh God. And then you turn around and say, hey, I ain't on that DV shit. That's like when white people be all like, I ain't racist, and then proceeds to say the most obscure underground racist shit ever.
You don't see how it's all scripted when he at the top of his career right now. Everything going good for this man, bruh. They waited for him to drop his album to destroy him.
His album was ass.
Oh God.
Honestly, this could have came out at any other time and it would have changed nothing because it was ass. Like, I mean, like, unrelated to abuse, it's so bad.
And y'all don't think this shit playing. Nigga, they can make some shit up about me and y'all know me to the core. Don't believe it until you hear it come out my fucking mouth.
This man was beefing with DDG and now he riding it, riding for him in 4K. Well, that's not even 4K. It looks like a Logitech webcam with Vaseline over it. You even have Lotair God came out against Illuminati. Sloppy Lottie. Lotair God clowning Illuminati for defending DDG over the accusations of him hitting Halle Bailey, saying Illuminati shouldn't speak his truth since DDG made a vlog with Illuminati's ex GF 6 years ago. So here you have also deadbeat. Also, his name is Daryl too. His name is also Daryl Blood. Dale is Dale. Bro, these niggas got far too bullyable of names to be doing shit like this, blood. You can't be carrying on like this with names like this.
I just wouldn't be riding for a nigga that purposely, vindictively tried to make me look like the stupidest nigga on the planet by doing a vlog with my ex bitch and then saying you fuck. This is grade A pandering. Like this type of energy is if like him and DDG are like real friends, dapped it up, been niggas for like 15 plus years. Like this is the type of energy you have for somebody that you've been cool with for like 10 plus. This shit wild to me. But I'm not gonna watch 30 minutes of glazing. There's no need. That's a waste of my stream time. I'm going up hard to bat this much for a nigga that like is my actual friend. Not for a nigga that purposely tried to maneuver vindictively to try to embarrass me on the internet by fucking one of my ex bitches and doing a vlog with her. Just because the nigga dropped me 50 gifted when I came back from a 5-year hiatus. That's wild to me.
He's not supporting Holly. It's just that he doesn't like Illuminati. The desire that Lothair God has to diss Illuminati is greater than his misogyny. That is misogynist in itself. Because it shows that Holly is barely a factor to them. She's an opportunity to elevate themselves by ways of misogyny. They don't care about her. Nor about DDG. Nor about Halo. And Halo is the biggest victim of all of this. They just care about clout and aligning themselves with whomever and whatever they feel can give them the most of it. So Lothair God is only throwing his hate in the race because he hates Illuminati. Speaking of hate, you have hate personified.
Now for defending DDG, DDG's community are all agreeing with you?
You have this yamhead, Myron. Myron addresses the DDG situation again with 19,000 views. Who's watching this man?
Look, man, I think she's lying. I get $1,000 with y'all. I think she's lying so she can get custody of the kid, right? I'm not going to let my dislike for DDG like lie on his name. I think this bitch lying.
Man really said it out loud. He's not going to let his dislike for DDG interfere with his misogyny. It's wild how committed man is to being misogynist. It's wild. He hits women so much that he will side with his op. He said, an enemy of my enemy is my friend, and that enemy is women.
And I have no reason to even say that. Like, me and him are enemies, but I'll be fucking damned if some bitch is gonna lie on a guy to keep him away from his kid. She's been doing this shit for a minute, all right? Like, she's been doing this shit for a minute, trying to keep him from his son. So I think that this is a play to keep her from the son. Having a restraining order against your baby daddy is one of the best ways to make sure that you get 100% custody. I've seen the game, baby. I've seen the game. So I'm not going to let my disagreements or my dislike of DDG cloud my judgment. Fuck that bitch. She's probably lying.
Here you have Myron, who is barely even relevant at this point because racism and white supremacy is so common that it's not even outrageous anymore. Here's some law. DDG was being misogynistic to Myron's girl in order to diss him. Now Myron is taking a break from his beef with DDG to be misogynist to DDG's ex. What I want to drive home here is how misogyny has bonded the waste man them. It's an adhesive to the waste man. Have you ever played the game? I might be dating myself. But have you ever played the game like where you hold a bunch of people's hands together? It's 2 teams of people. One team of people holding hands over there, and the next team of people are holding hands over there. One person from each team tries to break the other person's hands by running. Is that Red Rover? Is it really Red Rover? Holly ran into the hands of waste man them in more ways than one, thus exposing how deep of a connection, my hand, how deep of a connection they have with one another. You have niggas like this. Playboy Max even came out in support of DV.
Keep it a buck, bro. DDG always been good, bro, to me. You feel me? And I'm not gonna get that shit light, especially because there's a shot that shit not even real.
At the first blush of you hearing information that has gotten to this point, your reaction is that might not even be real. This is why women don't come out about allegations of abuse or sexual assault or any of these things. It's because they are systematically not believed. From the jump, it's proved to me. Show me your hymen. Oh God. That's literally that's what niggas be basically, I need to see penetration. That's what niggas be saying. To believe you coming out about something that will irrevocably damage your reputation, your career, your interpersonal relationships, and also at the same time bring up to light anybody that has ever had a misogynistic thought, which is a lot of us. Because their knee-jerk reaction time and time again is to say, well, how do we know that person's not lying? We are trained not to believe survivors. You might just say, well, okay, he didn't come out saying that, oh, she's definitely lying. He's just saying that might not be true. You have to understand that in aggregate, after everything that we've seen, you have an orchestration, a cacophonous choir of misogyny telling their basis collectively. You have it coming from all of these different orifices. Just a random onlooker will stumble onto a clip in regards to the situation, probably on TikTok, and they'll basically just say, I don't watch any of these folks, but all of them are saying that Holly's lying. Even if you repudiate it at that point when you're seeing it, it seeps into your subconscious. It's almost like Coke, like the drink. Coke don't need to advertise. Coke owns so many different liquids. However, the fact that like they advertise, the next time when you get to the store and you see a Coke, you get the Coke because that was on your mind. It's brand awareness. It's the same thing with this. It's branding DDG as someone that is a good father. How many times have you heard that DDG is a good father? He doesn't deserve this. He just wants to be a good dad. That's what he's performing. And what do they brand Holly as? Untrustworthy, lying, aligned with the Rock Nation, Illuminati. All of these individual communities that are seemingly not connected end up being very much connected because they're all on code. The code of patriarchy, more importantly, the code of misogyny. This is the behavior that breeds Diddy. Not only that, but it's the same platform. I would argue that this is all an extension of the same terrain. It's an open world of misogyny. Diddy exists on the same plane, even if you don't think so, as your Kai Cenats. A lot of these mandem have no problem being openly misogynist if it means, in fact, even if it doesn't mean anything. These niggas just being misogynist for the love of the game.